Hi, my name is hpedersen. I am an 8th grade English teacher. I have my classroom set up in tables. There are 9 tables of 4 to 5 desks, and the students change seats every 3 weeks. Throughout those 3 weeks, they are not always in the same seat, but usually we do have activities that move the students around. I have 2 students in my classroom with WIDA scores, but both of the scores are very high. They are 4 to 5s. There are 31 students in the class, so 29 without WIDA scores and 2 with. The WIDA score students, their speaking and oral language are higher than their reading and writing. However, even though their speaking and language are higher than their reading and writing, that is pretty typical to the rest of my students. So they are basically at about the same level as my students that do not have the WIDA scores. Class activities, reading and writing are big class activities in my classroom. We do whole class, individual, small group, all different kinds of groupings. I do precision pairs to help students who struggle. We research topics, we do peer reviews for the writing, we do oral presentations. We just finished up an oral presentation. The friction or difficulty with my WIDA students happened more in the oral presentation than it did with the others. One boy in particular was very nervous to present, but I don't think that was so much because he's a second language speaker as that he is just very, very shy. He was very nervous, but was able to do it. He was successful. Group dynamics in the class. This class is a hard one to have this boy who is very shy in. It's kind of a cliquey class. There's a few popular kids that make it hard for the rest of the students to feel like they can be themselves. However, that kind of turned around during the oral presentations. I had them in small groups as they were presenting. The groups had 5 to 6 people in them. And in that small group setting, because everybody was uncomfortable, nobody wanted to do the oral presentation, they pulled together. They were really supportive. They were telling each other what great jobs they were doing. It was a very good experience. It brought the class together. The administration in my school is very supportive. Basically, anything that I feel like I need or want to try, they are behind me and will help me find or get whatever it is that I need to be successful. My ELL parents are very supportive. Both of the sets of parents came to back to school night and to the parent-teacher conferences. I was able to meet both of them. One of them, the shy boy, has a mom who is a stay-at-home mom, and the girl has a working mom. She also has a twin sister and a younger brother, and so she's quite busy and doesn't have as much time to help. Her mom doesn't have as much time to help her at home as the boy does. Because I only have 2 ELL students in my regular class, and because those 2 ELL students are such high-performing students, I also help out for the first 30 minutes of the ELD class that we have at our school. In that classroom, we were having a discussion on things that we like to do in the fall. The other teacher stated that she liked to eat soup in the fall. We have a student who is in 6th grade who has been in the United States for about 2 years, who then blurted out, "I like to eat hot chocolate." And the teacher said, "Do you like to eat hot chocolate?" She says, "Oh, no. I like to drink hot chocolate." So she knew that she had made a mistake, and she knew once she thought about it that there was a difference between eating and drinking, but she had just copied the syntax of the teacher in the heat of the moment in her eagerness to be able to share something that she liked as well. We have another student who is also a 6th grade girl. She has only been in the United States for about 3 months now, and the teacher was giving instructions and telling students to log into their Middlebury accounts, and the student asked, "On Canvas or no?" Now she was asking whether she was supposed to log into Canvas or whether she was supposed to go to somewhere else. But instead of saying, "Am I logging into Canvas?" or just simply "on Canvas," she added the "or no," which is the equivalent of saying "or not" instead of saying "or not" in English. This same student was writing like a memoir about about the things that she likes and who she was. This is just a couple of sentences from that memoir that she typed and submitted into Canvas. She, instead of saying and, she says end. This is how she's hearing it. So she says, and I'm like candy, and I'm like peanut butter, and I'm living in Guatemala, 11 years old, and I'm like tacos of Utah, and I'm like churros. So she, instead of hearing and with an A, hears end with the E sound. And instead of hearing the hard I with the like, she has the lake. Candy ends with the E. Peanut butter. I took me a few minutes to figure out what she was writing there, but then I said it, and it's peanut butter. Peanut butter. She likes peanut butter, and she's been living in Guatemala. She's 11 years old. She likes the tacos in Utah, and she likes churros. Now, I found it interesting that she has and correctly once, and yet she has end 3 times. So I'm wondering if she recognizes that it is supposed to be and just wrote end, or if she really isn't quite sure and she's just going back and forth. The lake is the other thing that I really wanted to point out. So, and I'm lake candy, and I'm lake peanut butter. So she hears the A sound instead of the I sound, which makes me wonder in Spanish if the A, hard A sound, is more common than the hard I sound, which is why she hears it, or if it's just because that's how she has heard the people talking. She doesn't read very well in English. Obviously, she's only been here for 3 months, so she's doing very well, and I'm sure that when she reads more and understands that like and her lake are the same word, then that spelling will correct itself.